So you know,
so makes them great.
We're lucky to be watching this. It's probably, you know, NBA has been very interesting this year, man. With what Harden is doing, what Harden's doing, what Westbrook is doing. Obviously, you know, the storyline in Cleveland and how upset LeBron is right now. The NBA is starting to get interesting, man. It's starting to get worth the watch. Usually, we all don't pick it up until late in the season and going into the playoffs. But now, even now in January, it's starting to get very interesting to watch. Speaking of LeBron, how did you guys feel about LeBron's hissy fit last couple of days with management? I think LeBron, he is the only person I know that sabotages his legacy.
No, Kobe Bryant.
I disagree.
I feel like they're behaving the same way.
Kobe definitely sabotaged himself with how he broke up
with Shaq.
the Laker dynasty.
But the problem with that is, then Kobe went on ahead and won 2 more after that. And the other problem with that is that, you know, I didn't see Kobe whining, for lack of a better word, about always wanting the best players on his team. You know, to listen to LeBron this past week,
he thought he was the best. He thought he was the better player.
Because Kobe was selfish.
Right. And he allowed the best player.
If Kobe wasn't selfish, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with being a selfish basketball player, because sometimes you have to be that way to be great. But he was that selfish to force Shaq out of LA.
I mean, who does that? I could never get over that. That's what the unstoppable.
Shaq was in his prime when he forced him out of LA.
And Kobe would have never had to work so hard if he didn't let Shaq go. So his behavior is similar to LeBron, and LeBron has to get over that hump so he can mature. Kobe, we watched him mature.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem with my argument to both of you. Again, LeBron just came off a championship run last year. An incredible run, down 3-1.
Seemed impossible.
Yeah, incredible run. Then he turns around this year and they have the highest payroll in the NBA. By far. They're not even close between 1 and 2. They have the highest payroll in the league. They're the best team in the Eastern Conference again this year. And he's going out saying, I need more. I need more. At what point, we keep anointing him as one of the top 5 players in the history of the game. At what point does he step up and say, you know what, I'm enough, and I've got to carry this team? It's always like he wants more. His first 2 were with Wade and Bosh. Mm-hmm. This last one was with Kyrie and Irving. With Kyrie and Love. How much more does he need? And
that's why.
Having a big 3 now, if you look at the scope of the NBA, is not enough. Like your bench, 1 through 7, has to be extremely solid. Like almost pretty much like starters in regards to having a pretty decent team. If you look at, let's say you look at the top 4 teams in each conference in the West and the East. If you look at 1 through 7 of each of those teams, they're pretty solid players. Like those players that are coming off the bench on those teams would start on other teams that are not in that top 4. So if you look at it, LeBron's Cleveland team, he doesn't have that makeup of that. That Cleveland team is the only exception to that rule, in my opinion.
I think he has to stop watching what's going on in Golden State.
Right, and he's getting. But that's what he's trying to say. That's
his competition.
That's his competition.
Other than maybe the Spurs, maybe having a shot to beat them, that's who he has to worry about. That's who he's going to face because he knows he's going to run through the East. Nobody's going to knock him off the pedestal in the East. That's what he has to look forward to. The team that won 73 games last year and they added Kevin Durant, you have to look at that.
It just sounds really, really whiny to me.
I don't think he's doing it the best way, and some commentators say that he's doing it to prepare himself for the worst, because then he can say, look, I was asking.
But again, do you put that on management when they have the highest payroll in the league? Like, who else can he get? He wanted them to keep Tristan Thompson, so he maxed out and kept Tristan Thompson. He wanted them to bring back J.R. Smith. He wanted them to bring back Iman Shumpert. They did. Kyrie's maxed out. Yeah. Kevin Love's maxed out. How much more does he want?
Yeah, and how different is it from the Knicks? Carmelo, everybody's riding him like crazy for doing the same thing.
If you look at LeBron came back to Cleveland because he had the understanding with Dan Gilbert, the owner of Cleveland Cavaliers, that there wouldn't be any issues with spending money. He was promised by the owner of Cleveland that there would never be any issues with going over the cap, over the luxury tax to spend to get the players they need to continue to bring championships to Cleveland. What the problem is Dan Gilbert has his championship already. He has a championship that he promised to bring back to Cleveland. We're bringing LeBron back, so he's like, okay, should I keep spending this money and going over the luxury tax? or should LeBron just be quiet and deal with what he has to deal with? The person that has the biggest problem over there is the general manager to try to juggle the issues between the owner and their star player, which is LeBron James.
I agree, but Dan Gilbert has done his job.
Oh, he's done his job, and LeBron has too. They both have done their jobs, but LeBron wants to cement his legacy. If Dan Gilbert doesn't want to continue to help LeBron bring additional championships to Cleveland, then LeBron is going to end up leaving. He's going to end up leaving Cleveland if he doesn't feel like he's doing his job.
And like I said, I think that ruins LeBron's legacy.
Why does it ruin it?
I think that
7 straight championships. When was the last time one player has impacted the league to go to 7 straight championships?
Not 7 straight
games.
Never. But the problem is
7.
The problem is again, you're asking him for more. You're asking your owner's base for more.
He had Dellavedova last year. He's gone. That was a big piece.
And that's a decision I think
that's a big piece.
Are we really talking about Matthew Dellavedova right now?
He's owning the Bucks.
Yeah, and that's what Jay is saying something there. If you cannot get what you want out of a team, he's saying that the real is sometimes you have to make decisions to leave, and LeBron's gonna have to sit all season and figure it out.
I hope
they don't have a rim protector in Mozgov. That means something.
But they didn't have Mozgov last year when he won the championship.
They did, but he helped get them there. He got hurt, but he helped get them there.
I hope LeBron leaves because I'm going to destroy him. And I'm going to admit I'm not a big LeBron fan, but I'm going to destroy him.
Oh, the hate is so royal. LeBron James,
but it is. But while we add to
that, on record, LeBron, I love you.
But while we add to that, you brought up Nesta. You brought up.
Carmelo, yes.
And all that's going on in New York.
It's so
it is time for Carmelo to go.
He should have left 3 years ago.
And he has to make that decision to do it. And I think, wow, it's nice to see us all in agreement on something.
But we're not going to agree.
But they're killing this man. I mean, it's been nonstop LeBron hate. And when your crowd starts to boo you, it's just time. You cannot have disrespect from your audience like that and to be the great player. Everyone's disrespecting this man's words. And I'm watching him and now.
I feel bad for Melo.
Me too.
The main thing that's the problem here with the Knicks is the organization as a whole. The Knicks organization have made a ton of... They've been making mistakes since Mark Jackson and Rod Strickland. Whenever they did decent pieces throughout the years, they let players go. If you think about some of the pieces that they've had over the years, it's amazing what they let go.
It's a combination,
They had David Lee. They had Zach Randolph. They had Rod Strickland. Before these players can really take off, they give up on these players. And then as soon as they leave, they
bring in another piece and they want to
all stars,
and
all NBA players. As soon as they leave New York, it makes no sense.
and then they bring in pieces that's almost like a puzzle. They just always missing something. You hit it on the head, and I mean, I don't know. I keep feeling like since '97. I'm like, I don't know. It's almost unnatural what's happening with the Knicks because we're watching it. We're waiting. Every season is supposed to be our season. Something's got to give. I feel the greatest players come and they play the worst there. And the Knicks destroys their reputation, their name, and there's no support.
Problem right now is Phil Jackson is so caught up on not changing his ways in regards to the evolution of basketball. There's different, each generation, if you look throughout the years of basketball, you look how the game was played. You go from the 70s to the 80s into the 90s, with Jordan and, Shaq and Kobe coming right behind Jordan. And then, to the current league, it has transitioned over tenfold within 5 to 10 year spans of how the game is played. The last time, if we go back to the Knicks, the last time the Knicks were successful, they had Pat Riley as their general manager / coach, and they played a brand of basketball where, us OGs, as you want to speak it, call it real basketball, where you can really physically touch up a player and not, institute that no layup rule in effect of not getting to the basket. Now, since they deem that type of basketball, unwatchable or not fun to watch, it's just like the NFL. They put restrictions on defenders in regards to defending, wanting scoring to go up, the speed of the game to go up. So that's why the game has changed.
But again, are the Knicks better without Carmelo?
Absolutely not. They're not better without him.
And that's the problem, but he's better off without them.
Yes.
I think that in the long run, they are better off without Carmelo.
In the long run, but they're not
better
without
basketball that they need to play.
So they're gonna win more games if they get rid of Carmelo.
No, but they're not going to playoffs this year anyway. So what are you losing?
I don't know about that.
They're not. What are you losing?
It's a long season, man. They can come back. That Eastern Conference is not. They're not that bad within the East.
Right now, they are 21 and 27.
Okay. But because
that doesn't mean they can't make the playoffs.
Philadelphia is only 2.5 games behind.
Okay. And they're playing much better.
They're right now sitting in 2, 3, 4. They're in 11 out of 15.
And how between 11th and 8th, how many games separates them?
From 11
and the 8th seed.
They just beat Charlotte, which is big because Charlotte's sitting in 8. So they're 2 games out of the playoffs.
Like I said, that doesn't mean that they're out of the playoffs.
And before we go any further, go Brooklyn. I'm a Nets fan. I'm a season ticket holder. We are 9-38. Go Brooklyn.
Lopez had a monster game.
And please trade Brook Lopez and get us some draft picks. Please.
Might be picking up some of the New York energy coming to Brooklyn.
Please go Brooklyn. We're 9-38. And
I'm from Brooklyn, but still, I didn't understand why they moved them over there anyway. But
it's still a
private money thing.
Hey guys, so get at us. Also, your San Antonio Spurs are playing very well. That's what's your basketball team?
My basketball team, I'm a Knicks fan. Always been a Knicks fan. Always will be a Knicks fan. I support them. Love the Spurs because, they carry the biggest post player, the most disciplined, the most intelligent player in the game.
God bless you.
So I still respect the different teams for what they bring, but I'm a committed fan.
Committed Knicks
fan? I am.
Would you be okay if Carmelo left?
Absolutely. Because, again, I'm a coach. I'm a coach of the game, and I tell the reality. I think that, like Jay said, there's a lot of pieces that need to be fixed in the mix so we can start all over again.
Everybody can see that Porzingis is the future. Once he develops his body, grows into that frame that he has, he's very skilled. He has to develop. Once he matures into his body, he's gonna be unstoppable for us in the league.
Who do you compare him with? One of the old veterans that you think of when you think of Porzingis?
Oh, obviously Dirk Nowitzki.
That's what I wanted to hear you say. Dirk all the way.
He's a more athletic Dirk.
Yep. Hands down.
Dirk Nowitzki first.
Yep.
So, guys, inside the locker room, Aunt Jay Nesta will be back in a few minutes, man. We'll be back with the wonderful Bridget Williams and CEO and owner of Necessities 101 to talk about what she's got going on. We'll drag her through the locker room a little bit. And then on the other side of that, man, in the second and third break, on the other side of that, we'll get into the NFL, some football. And I want to get into my little rant that I did not get a chance to get into last week about high school basketball and what's going on around the high school basketball scene. So give us a couple minutes, man. We'll be right back inside the locker room and that's to talk to you guys in a few minutes, all right? Anytime Shock is on, we're good. Miss Williams is with us today. Bridget Williams, owner, CEO of Necessities 101. We are saying that correctly.
Yes, you are.
All right, just slide the microphone up to you, sweetie. Yeah. How's everything going?
Everything is good.
Welcome to Inside the Locker Room, AJ, and our new friend over there, Nesta Felix.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And you're very welcome. Bridget has brought us some wonderful looking pieces. Let me get you guys I know you guys can see the live stream. Let me give you a little bit of this on Facebook. She brought some wonderful pieces in the building, so we definitely want to talk about these things. Give us a little. Absolutely, got you. Give us a little bit about Necessities 101. Tell us what it is and how it got started.
Okay, Necessities 101 is basically my dream, my baby. I love jewelry, and I realized that when I used to go out, people used to always compliment me on my jewelry. And, to the point where one lady wanted to buy what I had on. So I just started adding to my pieces, and I started wanting to become a vendor at the different programs they was having in the community, and my stuff was selling. And from there, I just started trying to get more pieces and, satisfy my people.
Now, my question to you is: do you help create the pieces, or do you go search far beyond many different locations, whether it's here in the states or internationally, for your pieces?
I basically search far and beyond to get certain pieces. That's fun for me. I'm always on the lookout. So, like I said, I have a unique eye for this kind of thing, and I love it. I like the difference and the uniqueness of my pieces. You don't see them every day. When I wake up in the morning, I dress myself around a piece of jewelry. I start off with what I want to wear, with a piece of jewelry.
Yeah, some do.
Yeah.
We dress myself around my watch.
Yeah.
Well, if you got it depends on what type of watch you got.
I got a really nice watch.
Whether it's a watch or if you wear, a necklace with a Jesus piece or something.
They do with their Nikes.
Yeah, but I start off with my piece and then I'll dress around it.
Build around it.
Yeah.
How long has the business been in?
It's been in my head for over 10 years.
Okay.
But I started it last year. I just started testing the waters. There's still so much more I want to do. And I'm learning as I go. But this is fun. I mean, I can see myself so far and above in the next 5 years that you guys are going to be like, I knew her back then. I knew her when. So.
Just come back to the locker room.
Of course.
Make sure we get some love
Yeah,
when you come back. Give us a little description of each one of your pieces that you brought with us.
Okay, these pieces here are like which camera?
All of them.
Okay, well,
We got you. Just do your thing. We got you.
this one is basically like a piece. It looks like a brown material here with the gold, and it's like an everyday piece of jewelry. You can wear it. You can dress up your denim. You can wear it with white. You can wear it with mustard colors, all different colors that you can wear with that one. And again, every day, like you can take an average blouse and just put a nice piece of jewelry on it and you're popping.
Okay.
Some people don't get it. You can just take a piece of jewelry and take your outfit to a whole other level. Can you see this one here?
Yeah.
This is a burgundy piece. It's very noticeable. The color is beautiful and vibrant.
Yeah.
Imagine that with a denim outfit or with a white blouse. It's that thing. You need it. And like I said, accessories are necessities.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Okay.
Can you say that again?
Accessories are necessities.
I like that.
Okay, Necessities 101. And I'm also, my children are involved in helping me brand and, learn more about this. But I have a daughter named Pasha Shante who does lip balms. I call her my little herbalist. She keeps us healthy, so we want to just make women adorn themselves beautifully inside and out. I mean, there's so many things that's going to be coming from Necessities 101. So look out. Keep us in your prayers because we got a lot of dreams and aspirations. So.
Absolutely. Who else are helping you with the brand?
My daughters. It's me. It's a family thing right now. Yeah.
Okay. Just a daughter?
And shout out to Pasha, Michelle, and Nija.
All that background noise is Nesta over there.
I'm having a good time. This is my thing.
She's trying to Mr. T herself.
Over there trying to figure out which piece she's going to purchase.
Yeah.
Are the prices affordable for people that are interested in purchasing?
Very affordable.
What's the range in regards to the price?
I mean, honestly, from $10 to $25 right now. Hopefully in the next 5 years, I'm going to be dealing with the real elements, the gold, the diamond, the silvers, But right now, like I said, I'm just testing the waters. Women, friends, and family, they have been very supportive to me, and I'm going forward with something that I have a passion about and something that I love.
Now, the next question I have is where can they find the pieces? How can people get involved in picking up these pieces? You have some lovely pieces that you brought, and I'm sure you have hundreds more.
Yes.
If someone wants to get a piece from Necessities 101, how do they do that?
Well, this week, February the 3rd, I will be at the Scholar Shop at the P.L. elementary school.
Is that still going on?
DUMBR.
I think
Is it postponed?
Yeah, I think it got postponed to a later date.
Okay.
But what we will love you to have is be at Pop-Up Live February 11th.
I plan to be there as well.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm doing direct selling. Look me up on Facebook right now. I'm sorry, I got to get an Instagram. I got to catch up with these smartphones and all this good stuff going on. But you can also find me on Facebook. It's Bridget Williams on Facebook. And again, give me a call, 203-434-5703. And if you need me to come to your house and show you what I have, I've done that. And shout out to my friend Debbie Dupree Holland. That girl almost bought up everything I had. But yeah.
What's your number again?
203-434-5703.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going to expand soon. There's a lot that I'm doing. It's in its infancy stage.
Infancy stages, but no website?
No,
okay.
no. I heard one of your advertisements. I'm going to follow up on someone I just heard on this show. And hopefully I can get a good website out in the next 2 months.
I got Angie on the line. She just hit me up about you. She said to have you call her. She does websites and she likes what you got coming
All right, Angie.
So I'll be giving her your
awesome.
There you go.
Let's
See,
do this.
yes,
we got to do it. Like I said, I'm in my infancy stage. It's my baby, and I'm just stepping out on faith. It's a lot that has to be done, but I'm going to get it done.
You guys make sure you check out Bridget Williams. Get to her Facebook page. Check her out. We'll tag it in what we're doing here on Inside the Locker Room. We'll make sure we'll tag it on our website. But make sure you guys check her out. If you want to get involved in Necessities 101, we're purchasing some of this stuff. And she has some really, really beautiful pieces, some incredible pieces. So make sure you guys check that out. Anything else going on, Bridget?
No, that's it right now. Just look for Necessities 101. Yep, shout out to my family. Pasha, I wish you was here with me, girl, but
where is she?
She's probably listening and resting. Yeah, she's a hardworking girl. She's into a lot of things. So next time.
Jay, are we giving her a pass on that?
She can get one today.
All right, cool. Hey, Bridget, how was it? Was it too bad?
No, painless. Thank you.
Good. You were a little nervous. You said that earlier.
Very nervous.
I think that the co-host, I think that's me, should get to sample a piece of your jewelry for the next time.
Okay,
I mean, that's what they brought me in for, just to wear the pretty thing.
I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem. Just pick you out a piece.
This is my jewelry.
That's my queen. That's Queen the Queen right now. That's my gift to you.
Wow.
I just want to let everybody know that Bridget Williams and Necessities 101 will be at the Pop-Up Live Networking Day Party event that will take place on February 11th at M White Lounge. Starts at 3 p.m.
And we will be broadcasting a segment, a part of the Pop-Up Live party on WNLK 1350 Blessings from Big T. Big T Hardy for making that happen for us. So Inside the Locker Room will be live in the building to help you guys promote what you guys are doing at the Pop-Up Live show. So if you want to be a part of that, make sure you contact Jay or I so we can get you guys a table and get you guys a venue, get you guys set up.
Shout out to Game Boy LLC, Colt Dog Pros, who are also part of the event. Shout out to them as well.
Absolutely. We want to say thank you so much, Bridget, for being in the building.
Thank you so
much for being a part of Inside the Locker Room. We are definitely going to make this a part. Hopefully you can hang out after the show. We'd love to get you locked into a commercial, and so we get that playing on our show every week. Anything else, Jay? Oh, I have one last question, Bridget. It's not fair. We got to get some stuff in here for men.
Good question.
Is there a men's line?
Yeah. Well, actually, I do have like beads, wooden beads for the guys. I have wooden necklaces for guys, very urban, that RBG kind of thing.
Okay.
So yes, I do have pieces for guys.
So guys, check out Necessities 101 as well. It's not just the ladies' things, for the fellas as well. She has pieces for both of us, so make sure you guys check that out. Jay, we got all right. So once again, we want to thank Bridget Williams, Necessities 101. Follow her Facebook page. We'll get her website. Angie, whoever Angie is, we'll get Angie up to get your website popping.
Angie, listen.
All right, hold on one second. We got a caller for you. Caller, you're live on the air with Inside the Locker Room with Aunt Jay.
Hello, caller. You're live Inside the Locker Room. Maybe they're a little shy.
Maybe they're just listening. So that's just fine. Bridget, thank you so much for being inside the locker room again with A&J Nesta. We appreciate you. Anytime you want to come back, please come back.
Thank you.
And hang out and check out the rest of the show. Guys, on the other side of the show, we'll talk NFL football, we'll talk the playoff championship games, and we'll talk Super Bowl predictions and that kind of stuff. And then later on, I'll talk high school basketball and kind of rile some things up. And we'll see you guys in a few minutes inside the locker room with A&J Nesta. Be back in a minute. We're back inside the locker room. A&J, we're back. Nesta as well. We're going to talk a little NFL football. Last week we had the AFC and NFC championship games. Atlanta beat Green Bay very handily, I might add.
Both games weren't good at all.
No, they weren't. And New England handled Pittsburgh pretty well. I did not get a chance to see either game because of I was hanging out with some
people. We saw it in Cheesecake Factory.
Hanging out with some people, mainly Nesta. But, did you? I'm sure you watched the boys. I'm sure you watched the boys.
I watched them.
What was the takeaway from the game?
Takeaway was we didn't have all our main guns. Missing Martavius Bryant, our number 2 receiver that stretches the field, hurt. With Le'Veon Bell getting injured, that also hurt. And then our best defender on the line, Cameron Hayward, that can clog up that middle and cause some pressure up the middle on Tom Brady. We missed that as well. So. No excuses. They handled it to us. They're a great team. That game between them and Atlanta next week for the Super Bowl is going to be an interesting game. Both teams have the least. They gave the ball the least amount of times. They turned the ball the least amount of times over the course of the season. They're both top 5 defensive teams in the league, and they're probably both within the top 5 offensively. So Atlanta being number 1, of course. Mm-hmm. It's going to be interesting. I think that. The matchup, what they did to us in Antonio Brown and double teaming him and taking him out of the game since he's a smaller receiver was something they were able to do. Let's see if they're able to do that against a 6'4" Julio Jones down in the A. Shout out to D. Newton.
Yep. Where do you guys see Tom Brady at in the pantheon of quarterbacks? Is he the best ever?
Yes. Yes.
I can agree.
Yes. I mean, if you look at his career, what he's done. Him and Belichick, I think he's made Belichick. He put Belichick into the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
He did.
You don't think it's the other way around?
No. Not really.
Wow.
Not really. He's helped with that culture. It wasn't just Belichick coming in and being a mastermind coach. I think they both helped each other. So Belichick knows what he's created the culture based around Tom Brady's talent.
And what do so. I agree with you. I think that New England is very difficult to beat at home in a playoff game. I think that, and I agree with you that Tom Brady is up there as one of the top 3.
One up or the top? Let's be clear.
If he wins the Super Bowl, he's the greatest quarterback ever.
If he wins this Super Bowl.
Why does he have to wait for this one? He hasn't proven his point after all his things accomplished.
You know what? I'm struggling with that. I know. I'm struggling with that. That's a good question. I'm struggling with that. What's he have now? 4?
He's lost 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
4 and 2? I'm struggling with that.
He's 4 and 6.
5 gets him over the top. 5 gets
well,
him
the quarterback has 5 Super Bowls.
I knew Jay was going to ask you that.
That's why I said 5 gets him over the top, because Montana and Bradshaw both have 4. Mm-hmm. So Brady winning 5 gets him over the top.
So that
Montana's 4-0.
Not all the stats. Not getting to 7.
Winning has to count.
7 times in 15 years is pretty.
Winning has to count for me.
It's pretty
good. It does.
Winning has to
count. Second game, Atlanta Green Bay.
Second game or just one game?
Oh, one game. First game. NFC Championship, Atlanta Green Bay. Atlanta look like a machine. Now, I agree with a crazy statement that was made by a Dallas Cowboy, that I think Dallas would have been the only team that could beat Atlanta.
No, I don't agree with that.
No?
No. I know that's your team and all, but I don't agree with that.
I just wanted to throw it down.
I don't agree with that. I think that Atlanta, Matt Ryan, right now, I don't know why they haven't. I don't know. Did they announce an MVP of the league yet?
Not yet.
Why they haven't done so?
I said that 3 weeks ago.
I don't understand.
MVP.
I think they're trying to wait it out to try to give it to Brady. Brady wins the Super Bowl,
Right,
which I think is bogus. By now, they should have given the MVP out to someone already. But that's a whole other topic.
I totally agree.
Going back to the game. Atlanta's tough, man. I mean,
They just have too many weapons.
they have a lot of pieces. They got a 2-headed monster at running back. They have a 6'4", 6'5" monster at
Well, here's a theory I heard this morning. They said if the 36 win, they said 1 out of 50 Super Bowls, the team that scores first usually takes it 36 out of 50 times. And they said Atlanta's known for coming with that first down early. That's what they do. That's their strategy. They said if Atlanta starts with that first down, New England might have something to be worried about. So that's just a theory.
Brady's known for that too, though.
But put it out there. So that's what they're fighting for. So that's a strategy. We have two teams coming on the field looking to score right away.
They both put points on the board very quickly. So I mean, it's I don't know. I mean, my everything. My mind says it's a no-brainer. You got to go with New England. It's Tom Brady. But Atlanta looks tough. I mean, they look real tough. I mean, they dominated in the playoffs. People don't really talk about them because they talk about Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, the Patriots' greatness. Then they may also talk about different controversies every year that they've won that the Patriots have to go through, like Deflategate, recording other people's practices, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
The fumble, the tuck rule, all this other stuff like that that's associated with the Super Bowl wins. But nobody's really giving Atlanta their props like they should. I mean, when Atlanta went to the Super Bowl back in '98, when they were calling the Dirty Birds and that Jamal Anderson and everything like that, they had a lot of press back then.
Yes.
Nobody's talking about them right now, and I think they're going to use that as motivation to come out and play hard.
Yes, I agree. But I think it's going to be a very good Super Bowl. I mean, I think it's going to be a very, very good Super Bowl. I think both teams score a lot of points. Atlanta can score with New England. So
Atlanta has that one piece that Brady could be missing. Brady's missing Gronk out there, and that's just that dominant force. Me and my friends, I have a term that I use for certain athletes that play, whether it's NBA, NFL. I call certain players aliens, or they're District 9, as in they're not normal. Like LeBron James, it's not normal. It's District 9. Glenn Griffin. They do things that are not normal.
Yeah.
Westbrook, you go into the NFL, you got J.J. Watt, you got Julio Jones. These players are not normal human beings. So Atlanta has that. Brady doesn't have that to his disposal during the Super Bowl. So I don't know. It can get interesting if Julio Jones goes out there and plays well.
All right, real quick, guys who are watching on Facebook Live through either Jay's stream, my stream, or Nesta's stream. If you guys are watching, hit us up and give us your Super Bowl predictions. Obviously, we'll do this again next week. We'll start tallying up. But give us your Super Bowl predictions. I won't ask either one of you guys for Super Bowl predictions today. I'll give you a week to kind of figure it out. All right. So we'll give our Super Bowl picks next week before the Super Bowl. But again, I do think it's going to be a really, really good game. I'm actually kind of looking forward to this year's Super Bowl.
Well, you don't want to give a small prediction score-wise?
Score-wise?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be in the 30s.
So you're going to take the over?
Yeah, I think it's definitely
rather than the under.
Yeah,
Okay.
I definitely think it's going to be in the 30s.
Yeah. I'm definitely taking the over in this game.
I'm thinking 35, 31, somewhere around there.
It's going to be a game where whoever has the ball last may win the game.
I agree.
That's what I'm thinking.
I agree. I think it's going to be 35, 31. Bridget, you watch football?
I do.
Okay.
I just want to know where the Super Bowl party was going.
Super Bowl party, February 4th.
That's usually what most people do.
Where are we going to be?
Super Bowl party, February 4th, Coke Dog Productions. We'll keep promoting that, so make sure you guys check that out.
Ours is a pre-party. Ours is on Saturday.
Ours is on that Saturday. That's the over-under on NFL.
I'm thinking it through. I've been even watching Madden. I've been watching football. So I'm thinking, it's going to be to the T, like he says, neck and neck. and going down to the very last minute of the game. I think they make score back and back every minute of the game, every quarter. So it's going to be who has the ball last, too. Who has the ball last has power. And I'm getting a lot of people saying Atlanta.
Atlanta.
There's a lot of hate for the Patriot Nation, but you got to recognize greatness where it is, man. I have to take my hats off to them. Much as I hated our game last week,
That didn't hurt.
It definitely hurt.
We expected better than that.
It definitely hurt, but it was over early. So big shout out to all the Patriots fans out there. You know who you are.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say your name right now. I'm giving y'all respect.
Shout out to great year for everybody's team, though. We had a lot of fun this year. And now we start to roll in the basketball season. And then in a couple months, it'll be baseball season.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go Mets. So
Mets.
I know you did. Do they even use that phrase anymore?
No, the Mets, they actually have a good team. They have a very young core. They have some good
pitching. The World Series 2 years ago. Made the playoffs last year.
They got a good team, man. I mean, everybody always want to be on Boston, Yankees, this, that, and the Mets are like the Rodney Dangerfield of baseball.
That's
no respect.
No
respect. Absolutely none. But
hey, switch subjects real quick. Matter of fact, let's do it on the other side of the break.
Okay.
I do want to get you guys' opinions on
the last 8 days.
Yes, the last 9 days with our president. So I do want to get you guys' opinion on that for a couple minutes. What's going on across the world is absolutely
nuts.
Big T said it best. It's absolutely nuts. So
very interesting.
We're gonna take one more quick break, man. We'll get back on the other side of that, and then I want to take a 30-second rant about high school basketball, and
30 seconds.
Probably gonna lose some friends, and hopefully not, but we'll do that on the other side of the break, man. Inside the locker room with Ant and Jay. We'll be back in a couple minutes to talk a little bit of politics. We'll finish it up with some high school basketball, man, and hopefully you guys hit us up and give us your thoughts on what's going on in the world of sports. Inside the locker room, Ant J. Nesta. We'll be back in a couple minutes. WNOK 1350 AM, man. Make sure you're listening to us. Check out Big T every morning. And Connecticut Jazz on Ice is following the Cosby Show.
February 19th.
And I just want to say, you said nothing about the Grand Slam this week. And tennis is very important. Serena did some things, and Federer came through, so we might want to just give that a quick shout out.
We'll definitely talk Serena in a second. All right, we'll be back in about 30 seconds. Connecticut Jazz on Ice, February 19th. My man Tony Hardy, DJ Juan Cool. They'll be following us at 11 a.m. on WNLK 1350. Like I said, we give him his Seinfeld lead-in. We'll give his Cosby Show lead-in. Make sure the show is popping. All right, see y'all in a minute. We'll be back.
So right, coming back with WNLK, missing all night. Beat is popping, no stopping. Loving all the lyrics and money's all hopping. Live.
That's to do some lead-in. My show. Jazz and hip-hop.
Julia, okay, tell the fellas I said, hey, Julia Moore.
Inside the locker room, Ed J.
Shout out Julia Moore.
Nesta gave us a 2-minute freestyle. I forgot to post that.
4 bars.
Yeah, she gave us 8.
It's alright, my live viewers saw that. My live viewers are loving it. They know how Felix does it.
This is our resident rapper / co-host.
AKA Coach Felix, and they are coming in on my live stream.
We missed it, Jay. All right, 7 minutes left in the show, man. We want to touch on a couple things. Serena Williams won her 23rd Grand Slam title. Grand Slam title the other day at the Australian Open. And I'm going to say this, and don't debate me. Go debate your grandmama about what's for breakfast this morning. Serena Williams is the greatest female athlete ever in the history of sports.
Yes.
I concur.
And I concur. But I still want to give a shout out to Althea Gibson, who has made it possible.
Always one.
Very, very important. But very important that we give her a shout out, because without her, we would not have that opening to be able to allow women to play in tennis. So we want to give her a shout out, and congratulations, Serena.
I think it's very difficult. I think it's very difficult to have that debate. I think Serena Williams is by far the greatest female athlete.
Yes.
In any sport, track and field, basketball. She surpassed them all.
Not in any sport.
Any sport.
She's the greatest in tennis, but you can't say that if she's not competing in any sport.
Any sport.
You can take away the Lisa Leslie's. You can't take that greatest.
You don't think that she would be able to compete if she
absolutely not. The skill level is different.
She ran track.
Maybe she might not be able to compete, but in terms of overall accomplishments, she's 35.
Right,
she's competing at a very, very high level.
It's also a different sport. It's also a different sport. So you're competing. You're talking about a football player versus a track star. They're different sports, different body. The body takes on different toll. So
players have to be fit. They have to be athletes.
But it's a non-contact sport. Remember the impact.
It's still the impact on your body. And and you can't make mistakes.
But I'm saying this as a basketball player. I can tell you that if I played tennis, the longevity, I would still be playing tennis.
Absolutely.
As a basketball, even as a football player, you don't compare football players to track stars.
But the problem with that argument for me is that in tennis there are no mistakes. So in basketball, you can compensate for a bad game. I can go out in a basketball game and have a bad game and still win the game, still be a part of a winning team. A winning program. You don't do that in tennis. Tennis, you're out there on your own, on an island,
all your flaws,
everything's exposed. So
just like boxing.
That's why I put her at the top of the list.
Well, we can agree to disagree. I said I think she's one of the top athletes,
absolutely.
But I say she's not.
Who's your best?
Well, I mean, in tennis, she is the best athlete. But if we're talking about different sports, I want to be able to say that I want to leave room to say that in every sport there is a top female athlete. And I have my different.
So you want to box it into one person. You just want to give everybody.
I want to do that. Yes.
True.
Absolutely. UConn is at 95, 96. The women.
Now we can't. Now we talk about women basketball. So now I thought about UConn yesterday, and I said to myself, if UConn continues to dominate, why don't coaches just sit back, be objective, and say, what is he doing different? What is Gino doing different? He's recruiting different. So why can't they start to pick apart what he's doing and duplicate it? Because if you want to win at any time, you're going to have to just steal his formula. It's going to take time.
I don't see it happening.
But
I see.
And he's trying. I mean, every year, and even looking at my young athletes that we have, as a coach, if I know Gino's going after this player, the format, even look at his girls, they look the same. From year to year, they look the same. Not even just athletically, they physically look the same. So it's crazy you brought him up because I thought about that. Recruiting is the name of the game.
95, 96 wins in a row.
That's big.
And he looked
comprehensive. But it's comprehensive.
Anything in a row is incredible. And this is the third time. So this is what makes Gino, in my opinion, the greatest coach ever. This is the third time. Right. He won 70 at one point. Then he turned around a few years later and won 90 in a row. Now, a few years later, he's at 96. It's an incredible run.
My question is, though, to everyone here, does that hurt or help women's college basketball?
Well, someone just said something, and one of our viewers just said, that the top woman, every top woman wants to go to UConn to win. So it's interesting because we had a young lady, I don't know if you heard about the young athlete in Mount Vernon that passed a few weeks ago. She was one of my girls. She actually wanted to go to UConn. Girls at 10 years old want to go to UConn now. So actually, Gino's created a program where, recruiting or not, they're coming to him.
And it's going to be sustainable for years.
It's going to be sustainable. You hit it on the head. So not all players are saying it.
Yeah, that's an incredible run. That's an incredible run where UConn is going.
Yeah. Shout out to Rita Williams from Norwalk, Connecticut. She helped start that whole legacy at UConn. She helped get that first championship there.
Very
so
nice.
I want to give a shout out to Rita Williams.
Absolutely. Rita is definitely a major part of the beginning of the UConn program. I totally agree with that. My last little 30-second rant on high school basketball in Connecticut. I'll simplify it because I don't, obviously people's feelings get hurt when we talk about this kind of stuff. I'll simplify my feelings on it. It has to get better. The product has to get better because I see a lot of incredible 8th graders. I'm coaching an 8th grade travel team who kids want to play at a higher level. So the disconnect between 8th grade going up has to get better in Connecticut. In Connecticut, you owe these kids a shot clock.
Are
All
there
these kids are shot
are
clock.
there too many coaches out there? And are there too many coaches? Too many trainers?
I think it's too many programs. It's too many
Okay.
programs. I think the coaching's okay. I just think it's too many programs.
Programs. I think
So
I can
kids are not competing, all the time against better players. It's thinned
It's
out.
watered down.
Yeah, it's very watered down. So we have 1 minute to go. Nesta, anything?
Yeah,
Before we go?
just want to add that sports without mentoring is hopeless. It's always been my thing. So if you want to develop great players, you can do some mentoring. It works.
Okay. Everybody on Nesta's Facebook feed, say what's up. Hopefully we see you guys next week. Bridget Williams, thank you for being a part of the show. We want to say thank you very much. Necessities 101. Make sure you guys check her out. Jay, anything before we get out of here?
Hey, everyone, I know that everybody's been paying attention to what's going on in the world today. Just, make sure you pay attention to what's going on, not just with, your new elected president, but what's going on with your local government and your elected officials within your state and within Congress. Those are the people that hold the real power.
And the follow up with what Jay said just now, man, make sure you guys stay involved, please. Very, very important that we stay involved, man. We are at different times now, and we have to stay involved with what's going on in the process. Big T, last 25 seconds, anything?
No.
Make sure you check out Big T show every weekday,
10 a.m.
10 a.m. All right, just make sure you guys check that out. Man. It's an incredible show. Hey, last 10 seconds, man. Inside the Locker Room wants to say we love you. We appreciate everything you guys do for us, man. Make sure you follow us on Facebook. Follow us, pop up live February 11th if you want to be a part of the program, man. We love you guys. Thank you for being in the Locker Room. Peace.
All right. This show, guys. It's crazy.